Hey, everybody. It's Friday. It's Friday. You need to talk. Hopefully, you're doing fabulous today. I thought it's Friday. It's the start of Labor Day weekend for most of North America. And so I wanted to chat a little bit about what do you consider to be New Year's? It's really an interesting question because you're like, Anita, New Year's is in January. Well, yes. And, we change the clocks, the calendar over, and there's always New Year's resolutions and all this kind of stuff. But let me ask you, for most of us, we work on a school calendar year all the way from like preschool, kindergarten, all the way up into secondary school, college, university, and whatnot. So even as adults, do you consider a new year and a new start January, or do you actually consider it when the new year starts for school? And I know in different places in different countries, school starts at different times. But for me, I've always felt that, the September Labor Day weekend and that Tuesday following it was always the start of school. And for me, even when I became out of school and an adult, I still always felt like it was a reset and it was more of a new year than January was. And then when I became a parent and my kids started to go off to school, then again, definitely it felt like, we'd have our summer vacations and then everything was out of whack. The kids were sleeping at weird times. We were doing different things. And then the school year would start, and all of a sudden we were back to regular routine. And all the things that I'd sort of put off and resolved to do started to come back into being able to happen again. So as I was reflecting on this weekend, and I mean, I have one daughter that's in university still. She's going to second year. My niece and nephew are going off to university, and a bunch of the kids in my world are going off to school. But I started to really reflect that there were so many things on my to-do list, or what I'm going to do, or how I'm going to get back into doing my regular routine. I was like, I'm just going to start on Tuesday. And it was so amazing to me to think that even as an adult that don't have young children anymore, I'm definitely not in school anymore. Definitely am not having to like parent my university child. Yet somehow I'm so conditioned to start a new year when school starts. So, heading back into my regular yoga, heading back into my regular reading program. Not that I wasn't reading, but I felt really inconsistent. And I think that was the main thing that I realized, is that my consistency was all over the place. And I just kept saying to myself, as soon as it's the first day of school, my consistency starts again. So let me ask you, A, what do you find as the New Year's for you? So I guess another way is, what do you find where you feel motivated to be more consistent? Is it when the school year starts? Even if you're not in school, even if you don't even have kids, or you don't have kids who are in school, any which way, or is it January for you? And then the second part of that question is, which time frame do you feel like you hold on to that consistency longer? So I know that a lot of times in January, people will be consistent for a week or two, and they can rarely even get to the end of January or February before they're already off the rails. But are you more consistent on the back to school time frame? Do you last longer? And if you do, why? Why is it? Now, for me, I know for sure once the school year starts, for us it's September, I am way more consistent for longer. I can almost go the rest of the year for a month or two. It's so nuts to me. And I've reflected on this quite a bit. I'm like, how can I take this sentiment and apply it to the new year? And what I realized for me is that I think my biggest thing is that there's only a few months left in the year. So I feel like I have a deadline to go. I just need to last out the rest of the year. And so I can do it. Whereas in January, I'm like, all right, it's okay. I'll catch up again. Or I still have the whole year to go. Really warped thinking, isn't it? But I'm wondering how many else of you guys feel and think the same way, and how can we all help each other to stay a lot more consistent? So whatever habit you form now Can you prolong it? So you're not necessarily coming up with New Year's resolutions in January. Is that something you can do? So I'm really curious is A, what do you find more of your new year? And B, do you keep your uh, resolutions, for lack of a better word, more consistent longer if you do it in the school year start, or do you do it in January? And then the third is let me know that if you do use school year as your going back to being consistent, what is it, the one thing that you're going to do for you right now to stay really, really consistent? Is it your health? Is it something with work? Is it meaning your relation, like having better relationships with your friends, family? What is it for you? All right, you have an amazing, amazing weekend, and we'll see you in September. Bye.